who is this for? I don't know. It's very interesting. Here today with another FOSSIBOT phone. I haven't done one of these in a while, and this one is pretty impressive. In the box, first it's got this really nice foam padding to protect it. You get a strap. This phone's heavy. We'll weigh it here in a second. But you actually screw the strap on. It comes with a little screwdriver and the screws, and then a SIM tool. Has your power brick, USB cable, all of that. This thing is interesting. Let's start with the scale. The scale there, I'll go ahead and zero it. Here's your first look at the phone. She weighs in at 701 grams per my scale. 701 gram phone. That thing is a beast. This is the FOSSIBOT F113. It's a rugged 5G smartphone. This thing has a 20,000 milliamp hour battery. 20,000 milliamps. I actually plugged in a USB battery to this to try to charge this a little the other day to test that USB battery, and the phone started charging the battery because the phone had a bigger battery and more charge than the portable USB battery, which was only 10,000 milliamp hours. I didn't even think about that when I tried. So that's how big of a battery this thing has. This is IP68, IP69K rated, so it'll be okay for, water, dust, drops. I want to drop this from too high. It is 700 grams. So one, you might break your foot, but two, even with really solid construction, when you have that much weight, I just would not, I would try not to drop this thing. When we're done here, we'll drop it, but not from very far. This does have 33 watt fast charging, which cuts down time, but with a 20,000 milliamp hour battery, even at 33 watts, this is going to take a little bit of time to charge, and it can do 18 watt reverse charging like it was doing with that battery, which is pretty cool. We'll look at the battery life. I've done some battery tests, but I've had this thing, I charged it to full. Oop, I just turned on the flashlight. It also has a dedicated flashlight button. So I charged this thing to full over a week ago, and it's at 41%. And that's after I did my battery tests, which each bring it down 5%. This does have 5G, so you can, have it on a pretty modern network. This does have 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage. Another interesting thing is it's got all these cameras back here. One of these is a 50-meter super night vision camera with a 64 megapixel infrared night vision system. It can do up to 50 meters. Like, you could use this for search and rescue, security, wildlife. I took this outside last night. We'll look at that video in a second. It was pretty amazing at how much light that infrared light was putting out to illuminate via that camera. It almost looked like daytime. I will show you both on the phone screen, and we'll go ahead and put the video up on the screen here in a second. I'm not sure I would really need that in a phone, but I'm sure there's an audience for it because they've built it. It does have a 50 megapixel Sony main camera. The sensor is a Sony sensor, and I was pretty impressed with it too. I don't know who this phone is for. Like, it's such an anomaly as far as phones go. It has 2-watt speakers with 110 decibel output, one of the loudest of any smartphone, but you've got a lot of space to pack something like that in. As much as it feels weird to me, we will submerge this in water too, just to test that rating. We'll do the drop test first, and then we'll do the water. Every fiber of my being is like, no, don't drop it. No, don't put it in the water. But they claim it has that protection, so let's find out. The battery weight, well, the weight of the phone in general and the battery size do make it pretty bulky. I have pretty big hands, and this thing is interesting. She's a thick girl. I feel like I'm a kingpin in the 80s with my giant brick cell phone here, but I actually don't mind it. Obviously, it's weird to put in your pants pocket or your purse or whatever, so that's definitely something to think about. But in the hand, I don't really mind it. If I was going to game on it or something, it's going to get heavy pretty quick because, it's over a pound, 701 grams as we weighed it. But as a phone, I'm like, yeah, that's actually pretty satisfying. Yes, buy those stocks, sell those shares, get my lawyer on the phone. You feel like somebody. That's kind of interesting. Now, it does have a dedicated flashlight there. It has a flashlight button on the side. So I'm going to blind you here. So there's your flashlight. It's got a bunch of different settings. She's bright. She's really bright. At the highest setting, it actually starts to get warm really quick because you have a pretty big bulb in there, which is impressive. Then you do have your TF card, SIM card slot, so you can put flash in there, flash memory in there, and add some storage, put your media on it or whatever. You do have buttons over here on the side. Your strap will screw into either side, so you can have it on whatever side you prefer. There's the brass inserts there for that. You have a nice little gasket that will make sure we have closed good for the water test. You got a big speaker there on the back, and then all of your camera sound. Who is this for? I don't know. It's very interesting. The more I hold it, the more I'm like, yes, buy, sell. I don't know. Let's take a look at my battery tests. I did the CPU test, all these tests, and what we came out with is 22.06 hours of average battery lifetime. That is in use hours. Running all of these tests, this is going to run for 22.06 hours. I did the same test on a tablet yesterday and I got 3.98 hours. So it has more battery power than that tablet. I even did the 3D test, which is unstable, as it says on some devices. Like, it ran that fine. I have run 3D Mark. We'll go ahead and just go to all of the results, and you can see it's not the greatest, but it's doing okay. You're not going to do any like top tier gaming on here, but you're going to be able to play a decent amount of games and stuff. And of course, the battery's going to last forever. But again, the weight, I think, even just holding this like this, I'm like, wow, my wrist is getting a little tired. So that's something to keep in mind. But you could watch video for this thing for probably 22, 24 hours. If you're just streaming YouTube or Netflix or something, or you're watching local files that you have on the card, like I bet you could even get 25, 30 hours out of this thing if you're not using data to watch that video. Like, that's crazy. I've turned the light off so we can see a little bit better, but here is the night vision. I will throw this up on screen too, so we'll move over here. So here's the night vision test. You can see a little bit of the way. You can actually kind of see the monuments over there. Apparently a lot of bugs. So yeah. The screen's so bright I can't see where I'm walking, but and there's my grill, and pretty cool. And then I took some night vision photos here. If I can get the white balance to behave, I'll throw these on screen too. I'm really surprised with that. That has quite the throw with that light. Let's do the water test first, and then we'll do the drop test. I'm actually not sure that I have enough water to cover it because this thing's so thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the flashlight. The flashlight's on, and I'm going to go ahead and let that night vision video loop here. And we're just going to put it in the water. That is interesting. Never in my life would I thought I'd put a phone. Let's pause that. Never in my life did I think I would put a phone intentionally in water. But as you can see, it doesn't seem to have minded whatsoever. I'm going to leave the flashlight on. We're going to get rid of this water. We'll go outside and drop it. Again, that feels really weird, but let's test it. All right, I don't like this at all. And you can see the flashlight's still on. But this is going to hurt me probably more than the phone. But here we go. And you can see there's dust and stuff on it. We'll take it inside and clean it up and look for anything. But now I'm going to do an in drop. Guys, this feels so wrong. We'll drop it on the other end. I don't want to drop it on the screen because there are rocks, but we'll drop it one more time. Oh, that felt so wrong. Let's go inside and see the damage. There we are. I'm not even going to get a microfiber. I'm just going to use a paper towel here. We'll clean it off. As you can see, it's pretty dusty and stuff. So I'm just going to use the paper towel to kind of coarsely clean it. That sand just gets everywhere. All right. So we did scratch the plastic a little because the back is plastic down here by the speaker grill. I'm not seeing any real scratches. This is still has the screen protector thing on that shipped with it. So that's what we're seeing scratched. I could get in there and take that off, but probably more trouble than it's worth. So we did get some scratching on the cheap little plastic screen protector that comes installed. But yeah, like it still reads my fingerprint. We'll turn the volume back up real fast. Like, that is wild. It did not even care. The flashlight still works. And you heard the speakers, the video worked. So only thing that happened was this screen cover, this real cheap screen cover that's on there, which you can get up here and peel off if you wanted, got scratched. Like, completely understandable. It's not even a glass screen protector. It's just plastic. So that is impressive. I would never do that with my flagship phone from a certain fruit company. Like, I would have scratches on the glass might be cracked. I would have thought the weight of that alone would have caused a shock that cracked the screen. Really cool phone. I don't know who it's for, but color me dipped.